enjoyed this video, turn on those post notifications so that you can get notified when I post my next video. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
Book your tickets, put your time in. Let your job know that you ain't coming in. You got a life to live so they can handle it. You got a flight and it's about to be landing. Rockin' with Tani Travels. Anything you want, she can handle. From the hotels to the transport. Anything you want, she can handle. I'm rockin' with Tani Travels. I'm rockin' with Tani Travels.
We just made it to the bookstore. It was about 15 minutes from our Airbnb. It's right here behind me. We're standing in line now. I think it costs €5 to get in. So once we get up to the line, we're gonna see what's inside. Now, when you walked into this bookstore, it looked like something straight out of the Harry Potter movie. It was absolutely beautiful. Every detail in the wall, every picture on the wall. I really enjoyed being here. And it gave me the feeling of being in a really old antique bookstore. There were hundreds and hundreds of books to choose from, all in different languages. This bookstore is so beautiful. I think I'm gonna buy a book. I haven't decided on which one yet, but there's so many to choose from. They had some familiar titled books as well as some books that I've never heard of before. They had some bestsellers, some popular novels. It really was so many to choose from. We spent about 45 minutes exploring the store and looking at the different books they had to offer before we decided to head out and head on to our next location. All in all, I would say this was €5 well spent. So next on our list of exploration was this beautiful, really large garden. It was free to go to the garden, so of course we had to check it out. I can't remember the name of the garden. I'm gonna make sure I put it right there. But it's such a beautiful garden, and with the weather being so nice, it's just a really relaxing experience. There's a whole lot of different paths that you can walk around and explore, see the different scenery. So if you are in Porto, I definitely recommend visiting this garden. It's so beautiful. Uber is available everywhere in Porto. This garden was about 15 minutes from our Airbnb, and it only cost us €3 to get here. I know in the US, a 15-minute Uber ride is like $15, so that can kind of give you an idea of the difference in price. They also have those electric scooters. I think they have Bird and they have one called Cirque. Now, I haven't heard of Cirque until I got here, but Bird is definitely in the US, and the electric scooters are 15 cents per minute. So we spent a good hour and a half here just enjoying nature, soaking up the sun. There was plenty of wildlife around, some pretty beautiful fountains, lots of exotic plants that I've never seen before. All in all, this was such a relaxing place to visit. If you want to get away from the city and get away from all the noise, you should definitely consider visiting this beautiful garden. So after we left the garden, we decided to head over to the Louise Bridge, which is apparently the best place to get the best views of Porto. We're about to walk over to the cable car and take a ride up to the top of the bridge. Gotta take this little passenger tunnel because they're doing construction on the bridge right now.
It is.
On our walk to the cable car, there were plenty of places to stop and do a little bit of shopping. They also had some food stands, and the views of the river was absolutely beautiful. So we just made it to the cable car. Now we're waiting for them to take our tickets and then we're gonna get on. English. Welcome. We are in the cable car. This is so cool. We get our own car to ourselves. It's a little slow, but that's okay. Even more time to enjoy the view. This cable car is so cool. I love it. I'm so glad we did this. And look at this view. We made it to the top. Now we're walking up the ramp to get to the bridge. I'm so excited to see what it looks like from up here. Whoa. We are at the top of the bridge and it is worth every drop of a view. Just look how beautiful this is. Just take it all in. Take it all in. Wow. Now we're gonna walk over to the bridge right there so that we can see what the shot looks like straight on. Let's go. We made it to the bridge and it's even prettier over here. So this was the perfect place to watch the sunset. We spent about 45 minutes up here before we decided to get back on the cable car and head back down. And by the way, the cable car was only 10 euros for a round trip. We are at Taylor's Wine Cellar. Now this is a really cool experience because it's a self-guided tour of one of the most popular wine cellars here in Porto. We have our handy dandy audio guide and we are in the first room, so we're about to get started. And when you get to the rooms, you just push the button of the room that you're in and it's gonna give you the story. So let's get into the video. So you actually have to use this thing like a phone, so I'm listening very closely. I am inside of one of the cellars now. It's really dark in here. It's also a little cold. This is super cool. So according to the audio, this is one of the oldest places for port wine and also the finest. Apparently Taylor's port wine is the best that you can get, and it's right here in Porto, Portugal. I think that's really cool. Right now I'm walking down to the there's a really big barrel. They say that it's the biggest one and it holds over 1,000 bottles of port wine. Now this area has to be kept cold and dark so that the wine can properly age. So that's why it's a little chilly in here. I'm almost at the barrel. I think I want to get a picture too. So after spending some time exploring the wine cellar, you made your way over to this educational portion of the tour. During this part, they literally walked you through every detail of how they make port wine, and it is such an interesting process. It would be too much for me to try to explain in this entire video, but some of the things that I did want to point out was the fact that they do everything manually, from picking the grapes to actually smashing the grapes. They actually have these huge barrels that they use their feet and smash the grapes. The process is so detailed, from the time of the year that they pick the grapes to the actual barrel that they use for the grapes. And honestly, that's probably why the wine is so freaking delicious. So I just made it to some smell samples, and you have these little things that you squeeze to smell what's in the barrel, and then you have to guess what it is. So I'm about to try one. It smells like berries. That smells really sweet. Let's see what it is. Raspberries. Raspberries and blackberries. That's what the first one was. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. So far I got everyone wrong except for the first one. Let's try this one. That doesn't smell like anything to me. I'm not even gonna try. Oh, nuts. Okay. That was pretty cool. The smells are actually pretty strong, but I guess I'm just not that good at knowing the different smells of the fruits. So I just finished my tour of the Porto cellar, and now it's actually time to taste some of the port wine. We get to taste 2 different versions of the port wine, so I'm really looking forward to that. To the tasting room. It's so beautiful out here. We made it to the tasting room. Now it's time to go in and taste some wine. So the tasting room doubled as a bar and a gift shop. You could buy some souvenirs, or you can even buy your own bottle of port wines. They also had hors d'oeuvres like cheese and crackers to pair with your wine.
We have 2 styles of vintage. The vintage, classic, aged on the bottle vintage, has been in the world for 40 years minimum. It's not aged on the bottle, it's fruit.
So our wine just got poured. He recommended that we try the white wine first. Here it is. I'm not really a big fan of white wine. I prefer red wine, but let's see what it tastes like. Wow, I've never had white wine that tastes like that. It's actually sweet. They have a menu where you can order some more wine. This is such a cool experience. I'm really enjoying this.
We still got some plastic on it.
So after we did some wine tasting, it was nighttime, so we did a little bit more exploring of the grounds, and then we headed back to our Airbnb. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed exploring Porto with me. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you did enjoy this video, and turn on those post notifications so that you can get notified when I post my next video. And I will see you guys later. Bye!